to accept. Good morning. We're going to take our hands overhead with our bands. Take your inhale. Now, as you exhale, pull down and up and exhale. Perfect. So glad to see you. Down and exhale and exhale. Very good. Down. 5 and 6. And we'll start adding some cues now. The knees are soft. 7. The wrists are long. 8, 9, 10. You're pulling the band side. 11, 12. And as you do this, your abdominals are helping your back not get too lordotic like that. 13, 14, 15. Take 5 more. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now lower your arms. This is a way to get some blood flow in those shoulders. Take circles round and round. Perfect. And then take the band behind your back, about the shoulder blades. Press your palms out and then back. So you exhale. Here we go. Exhaling. Good. And inhaling. Perfect. Exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. 8. Now, as you do this, your shoulder blades are down the back. 9, 10. Your palms are facing up. 11, 12. Your knees are soft. 13. Good. I like what I see. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Really good. Again, take those shoulder circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And then take your hands in front, palms close, elbows by your side. Open up your arms while you glue your elbows by your side. External rotation. Knees are soft. 5. This is for those little structural muscles that keep the shoulders healthy so that the shoulders don't end up looking like this. It strengthens the back part of the shoulder so you can help prevent a lot of shoulder issues that people get. Rounded shoulders, rounded upper back. Now, when you do this, your wrist is flat or neutral. You resist the return, so you can feel that. It's not a huge motion. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Now take your hands the other way and let the band go behind you. I want you to find a place that feels like a nice Y. So you can see my hands are behind me, and this is a stretch. And if you ever walk through a doorway, you can catch your hands on the side of the door jamb. That's called the 3-way doorway stretch. This is simulating that. You're opening up your chest and your shoulders. So what we did was strengthen the back of the shoulders. Now we're lengthening the front of the shoulders. That's the secret, that's part of the secret formula to keep your upper body with good posture, as opposed to getting rounded forward, especially with driving, sitting, working at a desk, any sport that you have that's forward. That's the secret sauce to keeping a good posture. So let your shoulders release. Now I'm going to take off my sweater because now I'm getting warmer, but you're going to take your band and step in the middle of your band. And you're going to step on it with 2 heels. Both heels in the middle. Now, if you're tall or you have a tight band, you can also just modify with 1 heel step. Make sure your tails are even. And we're going to pull up. exhale. Now inhale lower and exhale up. 2, very good. Your knees are soft, I love it. 3 and 4 and 5, terrific. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, good, keep going, I'll show you from the side. 13, your elbows are pretty stable here. 14, the chest and the shoulders stay open. 15, knees are soft. 16, wrists are going along for the ride. 17, so they're flat. 18, 2 more. 19, this looks great, guys, we're gonna do 1 more. And 20, now take the bands out. And again, let's go into that shoulder stretch where your band is over and behind you. Check your wrist here. It's real easy to accidentally have them kick backwards. You're going to keep toned. Hold 5, hold 4, hold 3, hold 2. So good for posture. And 1. Now again, take your band underneath both heels. The modification is that you only step on it with 1 heel. So if you're tall or if the band is pretty taut, so I have a blue one, for example, your hands are facing facing your thighs. You're going to lift up, elbows wide, exhale, elbows wide. Good, you got it. Now you're still working those shoulder muscles. 4, it's okay if you feel your biceps because we are flexing the elbow. Good, you're tall. It's a good chance to practice that you have a little bit of ab tone right here at the top of the ribs and right here at the pubic bone pulling up so that the low back doesn't get too inwardly sway. You have a natural inward sway and that's fine, but you don't want to be practicing that. It's really hard on the disc. L5S1, L4, L5. So pull up, neck is soft. Good, wrists are going along for the ride. And exhale. It's like you're zipping up a coat. Up. All right, let's take 5 more. You see how this is a short lever. You can handle it. 5, if you need to rest, you can. 4, very good. 3, take 2 more. 2, take 1 more. Up and back. Release those shoulders, perfect. This time, take your band. It may be a little wider, and this is going to be dynamic flexibility. Do you see how I'm going all the way back if I can? And everybody looks good. Yes. It should feel like you're lubricating that joint. This is a way to get WD-40 in your joint, which is our synovial fluid is WD-40. Getting some lubrication in there. Now find another place that you can stretch. Ear in line with the shoulder from the side view. So we're preventing this forward head. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhaling. And exhale to let that go. Give yourself a little shoulder roll. Take one hand on the top and drop the rest of the band behind you. Find the band around your low back sacral area. Now the back hand is just holding it in place like an anchor. Your top hand pushes the band up. Exhale, very good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, the back of that arm. 15 is feeling it, and that's where it's an easy place to deposit fat stores. So we're toning up the muscle underneath that. 8, 2 more. And let's take the other side. Let your arm get some blood flow. Switch it up. Now your other hand is holding on. You're going to push up. And just notice if it's too hard, you give yourself more slack on the band. 4, if it's too easy, you grab more. And the arm that's holding it, you're going to keep that shoulder down the back. Good. The top wrist, you want to feel it. Can you feel if it's straight? You don't want it to get lost behind in your push. So the arm is straight, you're not letting it get kicked backwards, right? That's it. Let me stand back up. Ribs tucked down, neck is soft. Exhale, and let that go. Take a moment to, if you need a little sip of anything, grab it. We're going to do a deltoid raise with the band. Take your right hand and hold on. Take your right foot and press down. Now this arm is going out like a T. Yep, I'm stepping on the band with the right foot and lifting up the band with the right hand. So same foot, same hand. 3, we'll do the other side in a moment. Right now you're making a T. 4, it's in your peripheral vision. 5, it's not drifting behind you. 6, very good. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now hang in there for 5 more. We're doing 15 and then we'll switch it up. 11, your neck is soft, but your shoulder is strong. 12, 13, see how you have some body tone. 14, so that you don't lean over. And 15, let's take the other hand, the other foot. It's okay if you have to adjust the intensity by the length of the band. So go out, good, and then back down, good. Exhale, and try to make sure you're not leaning away from it. 3, yeah, there you go, Shireen. Did you feel how both hips are equal now? 4, you're making sure you're not leaning, because there is a little bit of toning happening here. And 6, that stabilization helps you in your daily task. Your body can easier sense when it's out of alignment and it corrects it. So we practice it here so it's easier in life. And then out. 10, we have 5 more. This shoulder's working. 5, your wrist is pretty straight. 4, 3, I like it. Shoulders. 2, and 1 more. 1. Now switch up that foot, and your other hand and your other foot have the band. So strong shoulders, and 1, you're going forward. This is, again, you're making sure you're not leaning away. A long time ago, people used to have shoulder pads they would put in their clothes, or buy clothes with big shoulder pads. So I had all my sister's hand-me-downs, and they always had big shoulder pads. This is the way you can work your own shoulder tone, and it gives that silhouette of being narrower, strong. We have 5 more on this side. Knees are soft, wrists are long. 4, 3, take 2, good. 1 more, exhale. Now we're going to take it to the other foot and the other hand. Your heel is on, your arm goes front, you're pulling forward. There you go. 2, good. And check your body. Is it 50-50 in the feet? Good. 6, 7, 8. All right, let's keep going. 11, good. 12, 13, 14, and 15. Perfect. Let those shoulders go in a circle. Take your band behind you. All right, so what we'll do here is before we add on the upper body, I just want you to add on the calves. So basically you're lifting up through all of your toes and you're making sure you don't wing out your ankles because we want to make sure we are strengthening the ankles. So you see how I'm lifting up. Now we're going to add on. See if you can push out the arms and then bring them in. It's almost like you're doing a breaststroke. Push out the arms. You see how you have to pay attention to the ankles because left to their own devices, they will wing out and invert. The way that people sprain their ankles, 90% of all sprains are inversion like that. So when you go up, you can actually think about weighting or bearing down in that first, second toe more than you allow the heel to go out. Another trick is to imagine you have a tennis ball between your ankles and you have to hold on to the tennis ball here and not let the ankles go towards the side of the room. So now put your attention on your upper body. So make sure you have tension. Exhale, triceps, go up. If it's too much to do both, just get rid of the legs and do the arms. Now we're gonna go out. So this, watch how we go out and then in. Good. You're gonna still lift those heels and slow down the movement and you're working on the ankle stabilizers. Up. So important if you do any hiking, walking, lateral sports. Go out, or sports with lateral movement, and up. Good. Or if you've ever sprained an ankle, strengthening that, all the toes get equal weight. Make sure the pinky toe, it's not a weight-bearing toe. It wasn't meant to have all our body weight on it. Calves are strengthening, so this is also good for circulation. The blood pumping back up to our heart. So 2 more. I know you're feeling it. You're doing great. 2. Slow and controlled. And 1. Perfect. Lower the heels. Take that hand wide position, almost like a Y, behind you. Hold that. Make sure your head's not coming forward on these. I see that a lot with this stretch, so pull the ear in line with the shoulder. This is such a great stretch. This would be a great one just to throw in your day, especially if you've had a long shift at work or a long time on the computer, to counterpose the tendency for the front muscles to get drawn short and tight. 5, 4, and notice how the breath is easier to travel to the high parts. So this helps with energy preservation during the day when you keep that posture upright. Inhale and exhale, let the arms down, kind of shake them out here. Now taking the arms like a V in front of you. Now your wrists are flat, go like this with your exhale. Go like this with your exhale. Nice. Now adding on, if you can, open up the feet a little bit and you can sit as you do that. If you're sitting, your heels are so much heavier than your toes. Your toes are so light, you could lift them up. So I'll show you from the side what I mean. It's like someone put a chair out to you, excuse me while I lift my bridges, and behind you, and you have to follow that chair with your booty. Your heels are heavy so that you're biasing the glute and not the knee. So make sure you're not doing that. And I don't see it, so I like what I see. Your knee tracks with your second toe and your middle hip. Your knees aren't knocking together. All right, 2 more. 1 more. I like it. Take those little shoulder rolls. Perfect. Let's get rid of the band for a moment. And if you have a 3-pound weight, anywhere from 3 to 8, grab those. And also grab a sip if you need it. And good. And take the hands like this, knees soft, push up and back, and exhale up. And you got it, good. And exhale, up the hands are slightly ahead of your body so that we're working in the scapular plane. 6 here, 7, and when you lift up, 8, you're making sure your low back doesn't get any more swayed than usual. 9, 10, 11, 12, neck is free and easy. 13, 14, knees are soft, and 15. Lower those down for a moment. Now take your arms almost like you're your clothes on a clothesline. You just sway. 4, 3, 2, inhale and exhale. Now we're going to take that same set of weights and watch how I'm athletic in my stance. So bend your knees and kind of get your booty back. Now open up like a T. You'll open up your arms with the weights in like a T. Exhale. This is rear shoulder. I'm going to look at you so I can also show you from this view. Yeah. So you have your athletic stance. You notice I'm not rounding my back, which is called unsupported flexion. So you don't want unsupported flexion. You want supported. I like what I see. You kind of are lifting up your booty. I like it. Now, once you see me, if it's hard on your neck to look up, you'll tilt your chin probably so that your gaze is a couple feet in front of your feet or 1.5 feet, because I want your neck to get used to the feeling of not having excess tension. And I'm going to look at you for a moment. Good. Good. 3. Good. See if both arms are lifting equally. 2, that right arm might not be lifting as high, Betty. It might be my view, but just sort of notice. Yeah, see if your right arm is lifting. Yep, as high. Good. 1 more. Good. Now, with your strong back, stand back up. Perfect. Lower those weights. Interlace your fingers at the low back and get a lift. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now on the 1, you can either find a wall and do push-ups on the wall, or if you would prefer, you can do them on the floor with your knees. I'm going to show you a few ways, so if you're not sure, you can watch. If you know what you're doing, go for it. You could do them like a cube, which is the easy way too. The knees out. I'm going to move my camera in a minute, but just keep 20 reps. It's okay if you go on a bench too, or like a counter. Good. Keep pulling your head back. Make sure the head's not leading the way. I like it. So you're counting on your own because you might have been finding a variation that works for you. But if you started with me, we're on 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Rest for a moment. Now, if you're down on the floor, you can do child's pose. I'm also going to take this opportunity to move the video a little closer. And if you have your foam roller, this is a great time to get it. And I think I said this, but grab a sip. Good. Take your roller. If you don't have a roller, don't worry, I'm going to cue you with that as well. But if you have a roller, it does add some fun elements, more strength. So you're going to put your elbows down on the mat. Your roller is long, or excuse me, your legs are long on top of the roller. So you see how that already puts that body weight more towards your upper body. So you're working more strong upper body. Now you're just holding steady for 10, a plank. So if you don't have a roller, just do a plank. 9, 8, strong. 7, act like your elbows are pulling towards your feet and your feet towards your elbows. It's an isometric contraction on the abs. 4, 3, 2. Now just take any kind of recovery you need. We're going to be moving this time. What I like to do is establish stability before we add mobility. Make sure everything's good. So this way you can come back to your stable pose if you need. Come up to plank. You can stay here if you need, or adjust that roller so that you can lift your hips and then come back to plank. Lift your hips like a V. Now, it's kind of also called a pike. Keep your knees long on this one. We have a lot of fun variations. So this one is long knees. I like to turn my toes towards each other, like I'm pigeon-toed. So try that. That way you roll out the tibialis anterior muscle, the shin muscle. At the same time, you're lifting your hips and working your abs, and it's less painful than rolling on your tibia, that bone, that shin bone. Take 3 more, 2 more, and recover any way you need to. Very good. This next one's called inchworm. Go into a plank and let your legs go on the roller and bend your knees and then put them straight. Bend and 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 straight. One more. Pause. Those are tough. You did great. Now we're going to take inchworm corner to corner. Basically, your knees are going to go to your left elbow and then go plank. Your knees are going to go to your right elbow and then go plank. So start with your plank. Your shins are on the roller. Take your knees left and then straighten. Take your knees right and then straighten. You can always modify by just doing a plank. If you don't have a roller, you can also just pull the knee under like a flamingo and then the other knee under. 4, 3, 2, 1, and recover. Woo! Very good. Now this is obliques with that pike. So you're gonna lift your hips with your knees long and send your hips to a corner. I'll show you 2 of them just to show what I mean. Your elbows are long and you lift your hips up to one corner. Then you go plank and you lift them to the other corner. It doesn't even have to be a big motion for it to work. So get ready, here we go, 10. You can do this a little bit too without a roller. If you don't have a roller. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and recover. Very good. I like it. Now let's change it up. Place that roller in the front. Let your legs go long. Now elbows are going to be pretty wide here. If you don't have a roller, you can do this on the floor like we do in that class. So get ready. Pull your belly away from the floor for a moment, like you have a piece of ice under the belly. Now pull up, up, up. Push with your hands and lower. Sometimes the first 1 or 2, you have to figure out where your arms need to be. That's okay. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Let me show you. Yeah, there you go. That's good. The higher up an arm you start, the higher up you can go in the swan. Gorgeous. Try to keep the elbows pretty long here. If you are hyperextensive in your elbow joint, you have to actually soften. You're going to feel your triceps here. Your upper back, that's the third ingredient of the secret sauce I was talking about with the posture preservation. When you see a lot of people get rounded and you don't want to do that, one thing you can do is strengthen those erector spinae muscles in the upper back, and that's what we're doing. This helps keep your posture strong, bone density strong. Now we're going to find a place that we can hold for about 10 breaths. So find a place, shoulders are down the back, your neck could easily move. 10, 9, 8, beautiful. 7, 6, 5, love it. 4, 3, feel how good it feels to have an upright posture. Extension facilitates posture, feeling good, energetic, good mood. Exhale, lower down, and then as a way to rest, you can just bend your knees and act like you're a little windshield wiper. You can also take child pose if you need to. Michelle, help yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Now we're going to put our legs back down. Put your elbows out long. Now go up again. Now, if you can, really push hard with your right arm. It's working all by itself, and touch your left hamstring. Put your elbow back on the arm back on the roller. Right, left, right, left. Now, 4 more. Really push strong with the arm that's on the roller. 2, 1. Both arms on, lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, child's pose. Press your hips back. Let your body rest for just a moment. You can put your arms on top of that foam roller. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale and exhale. Now we're going to go back to those abs. I had to just give them a break a little bit and work on the back muscles. Put the foam roller down towards the bottom of your body. You're going to put your elbows down on the mat. And we're going to shift forward and back just a little bit. You see all I'm doing is forward and back. Make sure that nothing hurts your shoulders. If it does, stay put. Otherwise, go forward and back. Make sure your head doesn't drop through the floor. 10, 9, tiny little motions. 8, 7, yes, 6. Keep pulling your pubic bone up towards your navel. 3, so your low back doesn't get too dropped or saggy, and then rest somehow. You can take a child's pose or puppy dog pose with booty in the air. Perfect. And this one is going to be called 4 points of light. You're going to go in a plank. You bend your knees. You turn left. You keep them bent. You go center. You turn right, center, and go back. That was 1. So let's do it together. Get your elbows on the mat. Bend your knees. Pause. Turn left, center, turn right, center, go back, plank. Good. Pull the knees under, go right, center, left, center, go back. Stay with me. Pull the knees under, take it left, center, go right, center, go back. Bend the knees, pull them under, go right, center, left, center, recover. Woo! Those are so hard. I don't do many of them. Woo! Now, lie on your back. Sometimes there's a misperception that when you work your core, you just work your abs, but your core is also your back. So we want strong back muscles. Let your feet be on top of that roller. You see how my feet are on top of the foam roller? And your hands can be down by your sides like a frame. Curl up and down. Now keep going and I'll talk a little bit. This booty, the booty, should feel it. The glutes, the glute medius especially, is part of your strong core. That's where a lot of people get dysfunction. If you have to sit a long time for your job or drive, it's easy to get sort of like a gluteal amnesia, and that usually will create some low back pain. Aesthetically, this is the part of the booty that lifts the booty up. So we have functional and aesthetic reasons for working these muscles. Now, what we're doing with the back is trying to articulate one vertebra at a time. You keep that spine mobile. That's a secret sauce to youth. So curl up and to feeling good. If you have a herniated disc, then just go up in one unit. Otherwise, though, sequence. Now stay up the next time you're up. Both hips are level here. You can put your hands here and just kind of make sure. If you'd like to add on, push the roller away from you a couple inches and back, forth and back. Now that's hamstrings. Good, try a little more if you want. That's up to you. The bigger that roll away, the harder it is to roll it back in. Reach your toes towards the floor for more hamstrings. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Now lower down and let's take a stretch. Grab your hands to your feet and pull the knees down towards either side. That was really good. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Now let the feet go on top of that roller. Hands go long. See if you can add a roll up. Here we go. Tuck your chin, roll up off the floor. How'd that go? Good. Now watch this, bend your knees and bring the roller in. Good. Now exhale, press the roller long. Good job. Exhale and inhale. It's like you have an ice cream scoop down your belly. And up. Keep going. Roll and bend. Good. And exhale, up. And bend. Very good. One more like this. Okay, now when you're on your back this time, get your legs long. We're going to change up the sequence. Ready? Everything comes together as you're ab crunching. Yep. Yes. See, so it's hard to sequence them together. Now fight gravity. Now everything's long. Now when you come up, bend the knees and peel the spine off at the same time, right? Crunch. It's like your little cannonball. And then extend. Very good. We got it. I see everybody has it. Let's go. Exhale, pull. And inhale. And exhale, pull. And inhale. All right, let's take 2 more. Up. And 1 more. And exhale. Woo! Terrific. And just for good luck, bring the roller underneath you, hands by your side, curl up. Now this is going to be glutes and hamstrings, but I want you to see if you can take your right leg in the air. Now just drop down and up 5 times. I just want to see that our pelvis is level. Now we're going to switch that foot and do 5 on the other side. Very good. Now switch that foot. This is right foot up. Watch this, the booty's in the air. Try to push the roller away from you and pull it back in. That's 1 hamstring doing the work. 2, pull it away. 3, do you feel that on the left leg? 4, 5, keep going. 6, 7, I know that's hard. 8, you're doing great. 9, now lower that right foot. Make any adjustments you need. Left leg up in the air. Now the right foot is going to push the roller away and pull it in. Away and pull it in. Keep your booty up. 3, 4, that is working. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both feet on the roller. Lower yourself down. Hands to your feet. So that strengthened the hamstrings and the glutes. And each leg got a chance to feel that. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale and exhale. Turn sideways, turn to me. Let your body be on your elbow, so your right elbow. Let your feet be on the roller. So you see how I still have the roller? And I like to double up my mat here. Even with a carpet under the mat, I still like that extra cushion. I could just have a lot of scar tissue on that those forearms. So if you need it too, I want you to be so comfortable in your bones that you can focus. We're holding a plank sideways. At first, you know I'll add on, but 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. Now lower for a moment. You got that. If you want to stay there and do that, you can. We are going to add a rotation. With the foam roller, there's a little bit more stability going on, challenge going on. So hand behind your head, go up. Here we go, strong. Now hold it. Now crunch, exhale, exhale, exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now lower. Okay, let's go to the other side. This time, just the balance, basically the stability. So let your elbow be underneath your shoulder, lift up and hold. Just hold. Just get used to this side. Pretend like your upper back's against a wall, your hips off the ground, you're breathing calmly, you're in a side plank, you're lifting up. I love it. Holding. It's against an imaginary wall. Now inhale. We lower that hip with control. This time we're going to add those side crunches. So get ready. Inhale. Lift up. Your hands still behind your head. Keep your body stable from the hips low, from the hips down, and then crunch your upper body. 2. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. Keep lifting your bottom hip. You're doing great. Use your obliques. Use your abs. Exhale. Use your breath. 5. You can feel that the roller makes it a little bit harder on your upper body than without the roller, and there's a little element of instability. You're doing great. And then recover. Perfect job. That was great. Go to the other side. Take the roller on the other side. Again, I'm going to double up the mat. The feet can be staggered. Now this hand is going to paint some rainbows. Let's start with the hand on the hip. And lift up your hip and go over, paint the rainbow. Lift up, 2. And you've got paintbrushes of different colors on each of your fingers, and you're painting a different color with each finger, making a beautiful rainbow. Purples, fuchsias. 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. Lower your hip with care. Let's go to the other side. Your arm is down. Your feet are staggered. And we're going to paint a gorgeous rainbow. So when you lift up your hips, your top hand, imagine you're painting a rainbow on that ceiling. You got it. Good. 2. Inhale, put your upper back against an imaginary wall. 3, put your head against an imaginary wall. 4, you can pretend you're in a bagel slot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like it. All right, let's do some foam roller work. Take your upper back on top of the roller. Let your hands come behind your head. Now lift up your booty and start rolling out your upper back. Start adding a little back bend. You could deviate right. You could deviate left. You can actually flex your upper back. And you're just getting some tension out of those rhomboids, out of the muscles on the upper back, around the shoulder blades, around the scapula. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now turn to me. You don't have to get up that much, so don't worry about sitting up. Stay low. Do you see how I've got this roller underneath the armpit, and this hand helps support that body weight? Start rolling out the backside of your armpit, which is where the latissimus dorsi twist and attaches on that intertubercle groove of the humerus. So basically right in here, you should have some access to big old muscle. biggest one on the back. And when it's tight, it can create low back pain. It can create that internal rotation of the arms that makes people look like they have upper body rounding or upper, like gorilla arms, like rolling in. So and it's also like bad for the shoulder function. So there's a lot of good reasons to roll out this lat. It'll draw you down and compress your spine if it's tight. It'll round your shoulders forward if it's tight. So see if you feel something down there. Also play around. If you go back a little bit, you get some of that rear shoulder. And muscles around the shoulder blade. Keep breathing. And the shoulder is a really mobile ball and socket joint, and it's also a little more vulnerable to issues. So we're getting some tension out of there. 5, 4, good. 3, 2, I like it. Now on the 1, you're going to go to the other side and take that foam roller on the other side. See what you find. Sometimes you're ahead of an issue. You might say, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was so tight, but you didn't have any pain yet. That's really cool. When that happens, you can be ahead of an issue before it gets you problems. Or if you know you have an issue, I want you to feel free to take more time on that side or that area. And roll out that twisted lat access right near your armpit, kind of on the back side. Roll out that shoulder. Good. Roll out your rear shoulder. Good. And also come back to just normal breathing. Just make sure you're not holding your breath. If you have painful spots, sometimes it's tempting to hold your breath. Breathe through it. Let your exhales release tension. Exhales are a great way to release tension from the body. You can actually consciously relax your jaw, relax your eyes while you're here. Beautiful. Breathing, stretching, releasing. Breathing, stretching, releasing. Good. Breathing. And 10, 9, 5, 3. This is so great for shoulder health. 2 and 1. And then have a seat. And I just want you to feel what I meant. Take one hand across the body to the opposite knee. So you see you have an X, there you go. Now go up with the other one, kind of like how we painted that rainbow. This hand just kind of helps you not fall over. Now try just breathing into that place we stretched. You can breathe into that. It's called one lung breathing, and you can literally send that breath to this side of your body. Direct your nostrils there. Breathe into the rib cage. Adding rotations down is going to access that low back stretch more. Add a gentle rotation up and you're going to stretch that oblique more. You're stretching the lat, breathing, and you're spreading out the ribs, which is the intercostal muscles. They're secondary respiratory muscles. So it's so good for just even energy preservation during the day and keeping in cardiorespiratory fitness, because we're stretching out those respiratory muscles. All right, so notice how that feels. Like mine feels big and spacious. Let's go to the other side. Go up. And you notice if your body has any fun nuances of rotation it wants to take before I cue it, that's just fine. So you're developing body wisdom on what you need. Sometimes you can tell if one side's tighter right away. Let's rotate towards the floor. Breathe into that side. You can even direct your nostrils that way. And open up a little. Breathing, stretching, and just have fun with it. The stretches start to feel better and better and better and better. Take a moment, inhale, and on your exhale, come back down. Good. And then you can use your roller for this or not, your choice. I'll just show you what it is. You can take your arm up and back to the roller and the other arm up and back to the roller. So you can also do this on the floor, bend the elbows and lift up your heart. Either way. And do you feel how you add this extra lift? And I'll show you from the side. So you're adding a stretch to the front body, but you're also strengthening this little upper back that so many people have rounded forward without intervention. Breathe into the upper back. Just notice where the breath goes. Fill up that entire upper body with breath. Basically, the breath is adding a second stretch to wherever you put your bones, and you're keeping the fascia springy. So the easier it is for you to breathe during the day, that's one of the things that can contribute to energy during the day. So instead of taking short, shallow breaths, you're able to take these full breaths that support the body's oxygen and take energy, mood. Keep the breath lifted. 5, lifting up your sternum. 4, and on the 1, relax. I'd like to invite you to do a supported posture on the roller where your sacrum's at one end and your head's at the other and your arms are like a field goal post. So you have a shoulder opening. Breathe into the chest, breathe into the shoulders. If you want to rock a little bit right and left, you can get a little massage on the back of your head, the occipitalis muscle, or maybe the sacral attachments down at your booty, between your shoulder blades. If you feel like you're just ready to let go, go ahead and let go. I like to add a bound angle where you put your feet together and your knees open up. See if you can add that. If that feels good, great. If not, just leave your knees like they are bent. And let your mind go. Let your eyes soften. And I'll put us on a glacial lake in Glacier, Montana, in northwest Montana, where the fields are full of lupine, purple flowers, bright yellow, black-eyed Susans, beautiful conical white flowers, and blue mountains all around. And the water looks like what you would imagine would be Caribbean water, a deep teal. And with a gentle wind, and birds flying overhead, and grizzlies and moose looming in the forest nearby, minding their own business so that you can relax in that alpine lake with the beautiful flowers and the beautiful sky, blue sky overhead. Just take a moment to feel at utter peace at 10,000 feet elevation with the clean air higher than the fire smoke above around you. Just taking a moment to feel that wind on your face, the colors all around you of the wildflowers, the smell of pine, and it's like a mix of pine and sugar, as if cotton candy had a flavor called pine. That's what it smells like, sweet pine. You can hear the birds, and just notice how safe you feel and how connected to nature you feel. Just take a moment to look around at that beautiful teal alpine lake, the mountains and the birds, the grizzlies and the moose, and awaken your fingers and awaken your toes, and come up towards a seated position as if you're seated next to that beautiful teal alpine lake. The hands can come to your heart, just taking all the beautiful energy from the flowers around you, the mountains around you. And take a moment to notice how it feels to be in utter peace. And just notice sometimes how external events might seem to have the power to take you away from this sense of peace. But you know that you can always come back to this sense of groundedness and harmony by stopping, taking a few breaths, coming back into this place, because you deserve to feel good, and those other things don't have the power to take away your peace. So take a moment to set an intention that anytime you need to be re-regulated, you can come back to a few breaths and find that inner harmony. And whenever you're ready, let your eyes come back into the room, and with much peace and care, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy birthday, Miss Christina. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Great to see you.